Hi guys, Tony Blair's former communication director Alastair Campbell was on the Sophy Ridge show on Monday night, where he was asked about Trump's tariffs, the possibility of a UK trade deal, and if this was finally a Brexit benefit. Campbell rightly pointed out that this will be used by both Brexit supporters and Keir Starmer's opponents as a benefit of being outside the EU. He also explained how, while he was visiting the US in the run-up to the presidential election, how the public there had not just a poor understanding of tariffs, but Trump had convinced them that the tariff is paid by the foreign exporter. Have a listen to this.
I mean, there's some people who say, look, this could be a big benefit of Brexit. This is time for the UK to get in there, get the free trade deal with the US, and then, there's... come on, Alastair. I'm teaching up.
We're both on the same side.
It's now what, we're 8 years
not
now.
happening.
I'm still to see one of these benefits flying around. I haven't seen any yet. I see that's a line that they're running, that, this will enable us to make one of the great trade deals that Johnson was going to deliver and never did. Look, I think we've got to be very wary about tariffs. What I find extraordinary in America was, and this is the power of Donald Trump's kind of, this unique way he has of communicating, talking to people who genuinely believed him when he said that if you put tariffs on China, that it would mean that China would have to pay more. And they believe it. And so I think there's a big job to be done, a job of sort of global education about the real impact of tariffs. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point he does come and maybe try to do a bit of divide and rule between the UK and the rest of Europe. I don't know, but no, I think the tariffs thing. And by the way, I'd read the other day that in addition to was he talking about 60% on China, he's got an obsession apparently with Mercedes in Germany, that he's always banging on about them. But also he's talking about if China looks like it's going for Taiwan, he's talking about 200% tariffs. So these are just numbers.
Actually, to be serious.
Oh my goodness, 200% tariffs. Once again, who pays the tariff? Now, when it comes to tariffs for the UK, of course, the way out of this is a trade deal. But we saw the recent trade deals with New Zealand, Australia and Japan. They didn't work out very well. And of course, the Trump administration from 2016 to 2020 have already said what they would want in a trade deal with the UK. The NHS buying pharmaceuticals from the US, even if the price is higher. We saw recently a former member of that administration saying that the UK has to be open to accepting produce from America when it came to agriculture. This would of course damage, maybe decimate UK farming. The importation of hormone-treated beef, which would be much cheaper, but it would decimate UK farming. And what would the UK get in return? Well, we're going to avoid some tariffs. That Donald Trump could turn around and put up again sometime later. The UK's future is with the EU. Because, look, when it comes to trade, yes, the US is the biggest single trading partner. But a quarter of the trade that the UK has with the US goes to Ireland. So the EU, when you put it all together, is a much bigger trading partner. So the UK must focus on that instead of trying to tap dance to Donald Trump's tune. He's extremely fickle. He's a narcissist. He's unpredictable. At least with the EU, you know what you're getting yourself into. So I think there may be an attempt to wriggle through to avoid some of these tariffs. But I think at the end of the day, Donald Trump is going to get his way. So we're probably going to see a bit of pandering to him, a bit of stroking of his ego, with the hope that maybe instead of he's not going to impose tariffs on the UK or avoid tariffs to the UK. It would be about produce or products. So I think there may be an attempt to try and convince him to avoid putting tariffs on things that are important to the UK. For example, luxury cars, pharmaceuticals. These are the main exports from the UK to the US. So there may be an attempt to try and get something out of get luxury cars protected, or some type of luxury cars protected from these tariffs. But we'll have to wait and see. Trump keeps thinking that, or pretending, I'm not sure which it is, that the tariffs are paid by the foreign exporter, when of course the 200% tariff that he's talking about is paid by the US importer. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.